Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the quick update over the Battle of Bakhmut. So at the Battle of Bakhmut, there is new developments. In terms of the flanks, I just want to share that there is nothing, no real developments along the flanks. The front line more or less is the same, and there's some claims of Russians attacking, but then there's also claims that Ukrainians are attacking. So yeah, but the front lines don't change. So the flanks are not important, then tentatively. Moving into the within the city itself, there's some development. The Russian forces have managed to make some progress over within. And what's important is that they have kind of uh, breached the last line of defense. So there is this Ukrainian last line of defense around here. This is the so-called last line of defense, and there seems to be some kind of a breach as the Russian forces has closed up to the last line of defense. And from this front line here, they also penetrated into the constructor sector of the Ukrainian defenses within the Citadel region. So the Russians have managed to have some kind of a foothold in this area, and this is quite rather significant. Of course, the Ukrainians are not going to have just one line of defense in this last line of defense, but there's nothing much behind it. So this penetration here is a bit dangerous along this let's see Ukrainsky street, and so this is quite concerning. And the other ones is actually in this area within the, you can see there's this massive bulge. So the Russian forces have managed to punch right into the center of the Citadel area, Citadel region, and they managed to reach all the way to the nearly basically the center of it. And the Russian forces also managed to have a stronger foothold into this sector called the Nest sector, according to the pro-Russians. And there is only left a few buildings within this sector here. The Russian forces also managed to successfully get closer to the Peremoha cinema. So you can see this area is definitely going to be encircled. If the Russians push in this direction and met with the forces coming from the cinema region, the Ukrainian forces within this area will be encircled. So this is not very tenable for the Ukrainian forces. I believe the Ukrainian within the next 24 hours, we are going to see the Ukrainian forces getting out of this area here. And getting out of this area also mean they might actually lose this entire area of the Citadel area. So which means the entire eastern half is going to be taken over by the Wagner forces. So if you look deeper, closer, you can see that there's only a few buildings left, and the Russian forces is already at this region. This building is definitely not very viable for control. The Ukrainians is probably holding in these buildings here. These are the front line, probably no man's land. This building is definitely going to get hit by heavy equipment. And we have the school here, which the Ukrainians are probably holding. And then we have the cinema, another building in front of the cinema, and the Russians pushing in this direction. So we have this entire building is already taken by the Russian forces, so they can push from the rear. And this, you can see there's only like 2-3 buildings between this area to this last building along the front line on the most eastern part of this this road along the Vilicia Vuvilevna, so which is the Vuvilevna street. So this is not good for the Ukrainians. I believe they have to withdraw, or they will risk an encirclement, or they can actually do a counter attack and try to recapture these grounds and push the Russian backwards. That's another way to do it. So look, the advance is quite a bit from the Wagner forces, and there isn't really a lot left. There's also I also have a theory, the Ukrainian forces might also been trying to do a Russian. What I'm trying to say is that the entire offensive of the Ukrainian forces, that they try to push the Russians back on the flanks, is just to create an opening for the Ukrainians to redraw into Chasiv. So I believe this also could be a possibility. So rather than just pushing the Russians out on the flanks, pushing them backwards from the flanks, is not necessarily to fight back within the city, but it's actually to create that opening to allow a safe tactical withdrawal when the order is to be given. So anyway, but this of course just my projection. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will talk more about this in the operational reports, and I'll see you in the next update.